Hello everyone, welcome back once again. So we are to talk about the other program for the express entry. So already you remember we have spoken about the federal skills stream, and today we are to talk about the second program as well, which is the federal skilled trade. So say yay for all those with handy experiences like being a baker, being like a carpenter, a plumber, maybe those chef and transportation, agriculture. All these are skilled trade. So guys, this is for you. You have to get everything that you need so we can get this process done. All those in welders and all these things are skilled trade. So that is what we'll be talking about today. This is the second one. So maybe our next content might be for the third one as well. Then probably we will look into the provincial nomination, okay? I'm also looking at bringing somebody with me to discuss about the how to do your WES evaluation, okay? And I'll try and look into that. I'm currently speaking to somebody to see if the person can come and share her experience with you so you know the process that you have to go through for your credential evaluation. So I'm with you. I'll take this step by step with you so that at least each and everyone can pull through this thing. So guys, if today is the first time seeing my face, my name is Gifty. I mostly share content about anything in helping you in relocating to Canada and life in Canada in general. So guys, what I want you to do for me is just to help me boost my YouTube channel. Please, your likes, your subscriptions, your comments, and how much you share is what keeps me moving. So please just do it for me. If there is something that I'm not doing right, just dislike the video or leave a comment and I will make corrections to it. And if you like it, just give me your like and we move, okay? So guys, without you, I cannot boost my channel. So please, I need your views, I need your subscriptions, and I need your likes. So please do that for me right now. Let me see the likes coming through, okay? So guys, as I said earlier, we have already spoken about the federal skills stream. So today we are about to talk about the federal skilled trade. So as you all know, we are currently on the express entry journey and we have started already. If you haven't watched this video and this is the first time you are stopping by, please look through. I have a couple of videos there, couple of contents there that you can look into it to get the basics of everything that we are talking about, and so that you can get the basis of what we are talking about, and that will help you to understand whatever that I'm saying here. So guys, before much ado, please let's get into today's content. So I'll share my screen and read everything with you. Before I start, I want you to know the words that we are gonna use today. So I want you to know this. I will talk about work experience. I'll talk about job offer. Okay, I'll talk about qualification, certificate of qualification. So note this thing, job offer is different from experience. So I want you to note it before we start everything, okay? So before much ado, let me get into this content. Okay guys, so before we start, I'll just have to briefly talk about the other programs. So let's go here, and this is the other programs. Federal Skilled Worker Program, that is what we spoke of in the last content that I made, and today we are to talk about the Federal Skilled Trade Program. The next one will be the Canadian Experience class. Then we can go into the provincial nomination programs, okay? So we spoke of the federal skills stream being you having any work experience, you can use this stream, okay? Just check your NOC. I will also bring a separate video on how to check this NOC and your responsibilities and everything, so you can know how to get your NOC and TS and your responsibility to make sure that you are eligible to apply. Okay, so let's go to today's topic, that is the Federal Skilled Trade Program. So when we come here, we will talk about the Federal Skilled Trade Program is for skilled workers who want to become permanent residents based on being qualified in a skilled trade. So the skilled trade is what I already mentioned about, all those handy skills. So on this page, the minimum requirements for this skilled trade, just like we did the last time, is skilled trade work experience. You have to get a skilled trade work experience. You have to get a job offer or certificate of qualification, and your language ability. So this is the main requirements that you need to get before you will be eligible to apply for this program. So as I told you, it's not every job that you can use for this program. It should be a skilled job, so it is more specific. So unlike the other federal skill stream that you can use like general work experiences to enter, this is more specifically for skilled workers. Okay, doesn't mean that you can use your trade, skilled trade experience for the federal skilled stream. You can use, but all this that we are discussing is about points. Which stream should I enter to give me a higher point? So that is what we want. So if you have a skilled trade, this will be better for you than maybe the federal skilled worker stream, the general one. Okay, so these are the three requirements that you need to get, and after that you consider your education. So education is not part of it, but actually it gives you kind of marks. Okay, it gives you some marks for your entry. Then your proof of fund when you are invited to apply. Then all this is what we spoke of in the last video. Okay, so let's look into the minimum requirements. Let's first take the skilled trade work experience. Okay, so minimum requirements. To be eligible, you must meet all the minimum requirements for your skilled trade work experience, your job offer or certificate of qualification. I will explain that to you. Then your language ability. So what is about your skilled trade? So you must have at least 2 years of full-time work experience or an equal amount of part-time work experience in a skilled trade. Listen, within the 5 years before you apply. So what this means is that maybe I am like a carpenter, okay, or I am a chef, and I have maybe my certificate of maybe a job offer, and I have had experience in cooking for like 2 years, which was full-time. I am eligible for that. And if it was part-time, then you should at least get like 30 hours a week for the experience that you are having. The job should be like 30 hours a week. And I have been preaching about this thing. It can be a full-time or an equal amount in part-time job. So let's move on. Meet the job requirements for that skilled trade as set out in the NOC, the National Occupation Classification. Show that you perform 1, the action in the lead statement of the occupation description in the NOC, and most of the main duties listed. So guys, I would talk about this NOC code stuff for you to really understand very well. So sometimes when you check your NOC code, okay, just like I showed you in the other content, when you check your NOC code, you won't get your specific like job title there. Okay, so maybe nursing. So maybe I'm using nursing, but when you go into nursing, we have mental health nurses, we have midwifery. So when you search your job in the NOC. Maybe you just see nursing, but you are not a nurse, you are not a general nurse, you are a mental health nurse. So you have to copy that NOC code, and you will fix this into another place, which will give you like the responsibilities there. Then you can compare. So I will actually bring a video on that, how you can do that. So just don't let it confuse you now. Just know that your work experience should be like 2 years, either full-time or part-time, okay? And it shouldn't be like a voluntary job. It should be a paid job, okay? And it should be independent, like you are able to work independently in that trade job. So maybe you are orientating, you are not like eligible. You should work on your own independently. So if you are cooking, you should be cooking, okay? If you are a line cook, you should be cooking yourself, okay? Somebody shouldn't be training you. You should be independent in your skills, okay? So guys, let's move on. So that is about the skilled trade work experience. It should be 2 years and within 5 years before you apply, okay? So your work experience only counts if you were qualified to practice that trade where you got your work experience. Let me use the case that if you were qualified in one country but work in another country with different rules for practicing your trade, you must have also met the requirement to practice there independently, as I said, okay? Let's say this is the skilled trade NOC group. So this is all about the skilled trade. Your work experience must be in one of the following NOC group. So this is the NOC group. We have major group 72. Those are the technical trade and transportation officers and controllers. We have the major group 73, general trade. Major group 82, supervisors in natural resources, agriculture and related production. Major group 83, occupation in natural resources and related production. Major group 92, processing, manufacturing and utility supervisors and utility operators and controllers. Major group 93, central control and processing operated and aircraft assemblers and inspectors, okay? So guys, major group 6320 are the cooks, the cooks and the bakers, okay? Those group. And unit group 62200 are the chefs. So this is more about the trade, but one thing that I was telling you, and I want you to know that maybe if you enter your NOC here, okay, and you see you enter chef, maybe you are not a chef, but you are a line cook, okay? Under chefs, we have cook, we have a line cook, we have a line prep. It is many. So if you can't find it under the NOC, like if you type in chef, you can't find it. That is where you have to copy the NOC like this one, and you go and enter into you go and put it into a different section, and it will give you the descriptions of your responsibilities. So I'll bring separate content, as I said, on that, how to do those. So all what you have to know is that your job experience should be a trade job, okay? It should be a minimum of experience of 2 years within 5 years before you apply. Basically, that is what you have to know. And it should be independently done, like you are doing it yourself. You are not under training. So your hours are counting from when you started working independently, okay? All right, so let's move on. That is for the work experience. So now, job offer or certificate of qualification. So that is what we're going to talk about now. So I told you to know this job offer is different from work experience. So now we've spoken about the work experience, and we are to talk about the job offer. So let's go into the job offer. So with a job offer, you must have a valid job offer of full-time employment for a total period of at least 1 year, or certificate of qualification in your skilled trade issued by a Canadian provincial, territorial, or federal authority. So if you are living outside Canada, basically we don't do those like certificates of qualification thing. We go by job offers, right? So you should have a job offer which has lasted like 1 year. Okay, so job offer is different from work experience. I explained that because if you get employed, they'll give you a contract to sign. They'll give you a job offer, a letter of employment, if you want to say it like that. They give that to you, then you start working. So if you are having a work experience of 2 years, then your job offer would even be more than 1 year. So that is the basic. So it should be at least 1 year. Okay, it shouldn't be 6 months job offer. Okay, then if you are watching this video and you are in Canada, then your skilled trade, you should get like a certificate of qualification for it. So if you are trained in a skilled like work in Canada here, the province or the territory needs to give you like a certificate of qualification showing that you've passed your exams, you've passed your practicals and everything. So it's not like your job offer. This will come from your province. So how you can apply is in this link. You can look into it. This certificate is issued by the provincial or territorial body that governs trade in your province or territory. So if you go into that, you're gonna read more about how to even apply for that. But if you are international, please just use your employment letter or your job offer. Okay, all right, so that is mostly about the job offer. So different province might have a different certificate of qualification. So that is here. You can click into it and look at each province and how their certificate of qualification looks like. If the province or territory where you we won't go here. So the third one that we're gonna talk about will be your language ability. So just like the other one, it is still your English test, writing, reading, listening, and speaking. Meet the minimum score. So let's look at the minimum score for that using the skill trade. So if you are in tier 0 or 1, your benchmark is 7. If you are in tier 2 or 3, your benchmark is 5. Okay, so that is it for the English requirement. Okay, we will go back. So your language tests are valid for 2 years. We've been preaching about this for a while now. After the date that the test result was done, must be valid on the day you apply for permanent residence. So it should be 2 years, not to expire. Okay, so let's move on to the other requirements. Education. So it states there is no education requirements for the Federal Skilled Trade Program. If you want to improve your rank in the Express Entry pool, there are 2 ways you can do this. If you went to school in Canada, you can get points for a certificate, diploma, degree from a Canadian secondary institution or post-secondary institution. So as I was just telling you about, it is not like a minimum requirement, but you need the points to boost your CR score. Okay, so if you have you are able to evaluate your credentials, when you are evaluate your credentials, it gives you a point. So I will tell you to evaluate your credentials because you need a point to do something for yourself. So evaluate your credentials whilst you are still in this stream, but it's not part of the minimum requirement, but it's good to do because it will give you some points. Okay, so that is where it states if you have a foreign education, you can get points if you have both of these, a complete education credential, that's the WES, the ICAS, and all those things, and it will give you some points. So let's look at the proof of fund. You must show that you have enough money for you and your family, and we spoke about this in the last video, so we're not gonna talk about that deeply. It's just like the same proof of funds you're gonna prove for your study permit, but this one will only be taken when they've been giving you the invitation to apply, because whilst moving in, they know you're gonna settle, so you need some amount to stay in Canada. And if you're already in Canada, you are exempted because you're already here, so you know how you are living, right? Then have a valid job offer from an employer in Canada. Okay, so that can also give you marks, because if you are moving in and you've had like an LMIA job here, then that will really help you. Okay, so admissibility, we talked about it the last time, was more about you getting yourself cleared from certain conditions, criminal cases. Okay, so that is mostly about it. And you get your documents ready and you submit your profile, and I did that already for you. And so basically this is all about the federal skilled trade. So briefly I will explain everything and get everything in summary. So we are talking about the federal skilled trade program, which is about those that have the qualifications like a handy skills, bakers, chefs, carpenter, welders, cooks, transportation and construction. All these things are all trade jobs. Okay, so with these people, you have 3 minimum requirements. That will be your job offer, which should be a minimum of 1 year. You have to get an experience of 2 years in your skilled trade. Okay, so that should be 2 years within 5 years before you apply your Express Entry program. Then the third one will be your language. You have to get a benchmark of 5 if you are under 2 or 3 tier, and a benchmark of 7 if you are tier is with 0 and 1. Okay, so apart from that, you can also use your education credentials to give you some points, and that will also help. And apart from that, your age and your level of education, all these things also boost your marks. But that one, everybody will have those: your age, your level of education, and everything is part of it. So it's a general requirement. So guys, I think basically this is it for today with the eligibility for the federal skilled trade. So guys, don't let your skilled go away. Please use it and go evaluate your credentials, get into it, write your English test, get your documents ready, and apply. When I'm done with the provincial nomination programs, you can look into it. Maybe your skilled trade might be like something that are in demand in Ontario, in British Columbia, or any other province. So you can apply to it, and it will give you some points to add into your Express Entry program. That is the federal trade program. Then it can boost your CR score to be invited to apply. So guys, please get your things ready. I'm preaching on this. I'll bring a video on how you can search for the NOC and your responsibilities and everything. And I'll bring somebody here to explain how you can do your WES evaluation for you as well. And that is it. So guys, if this video has been helpful so far, please like, comment, and share for me. And let's keep our family growing. Please leave a comment for me right now and like the video right now. So I think we will end here. See you next time. Bye.